Have I ever told you guys about the definition of insanity? Where you do the same thing over and over and over again and expect different results. This is my definition of insanity because I expect every time to read one of these goddamn JMS one-shots, they'll be good. And don't get me wrong, let's go through a positive real fast. The artwork in every book has been solid. Every artist of these comics have been phenomenal. JMS got the best work. He got the best artists behind him. Too bad they're just drawing the worst. The art is really all I can say about the comic. The artwork by Juan Ferreira, hope I'm saying that last name right, is phenomenal. Look at this shit. It's immaculate. It's beautiful. The story's shit, and it sucks too because JMS is a good writer. So, and I've been like I said in my previous review with Hulk and Doctor Strange, I basically was like, I thought I canceled these because I just did not care anymore, but nope. And now it's like, well, now I have to be a completionist, so because I'm a fucking masochist, I have to get the final one, which is Spider-Man vs. the Sinister 16. They have been mid at best, and I really... Yeah, and I will say this, with Spider-Man vs. 16, maybe it'll be better because, he had one of the best Spider-Man runs ever, and we're having Peter and Mary Jane on a date. So, hopefully it'll be good. Anyway, so, what's this story about? Ghost Rider versus Galactus. Man, that sure does sound like a great fight. I hope it's not 2 pages, and then a lot of nothing explaining why Ghost Rider can't use the penance stare to stop Galactus, and then proceed to retcon Galactus' origin in a book that no one will fucking read. I fucking hate this book! Oh, fuck. Also, real quick, before I go into the frothing rage spasm, I love the fact that, Universal Studios paid an ad to put in a Marvel comic that is owned by Disney. I know that's, kind of nothing and it's happened before. I just find it kind of like DC, haha, eat it, dick. We still got your characters on the other side of the Louisiana. You can use them on the West Coast, but they belong to us on the East Coast, motherfuckers! Anyway, so what's this story about? Well, the story is Ghost Rider comes upon Ben Grimm, who is stopping a guy who murdered 5 of his co-workers for wanting a better office and an accounting firm. Ghost Rider proceeds to penance stare him to death, which, yeah, that's not how the penance stare works. Also, it's so fucking stupid because, when they build up Ghost Rider, there's these 2 Italian guys leaning out their window hey, it's Vinny, it's Ghost Rider! Is it Ghost Rider? And he keeps yelling. It's like a goddamn Move the Car, George scene, just a paraphrase from Comic Pop, whenever they talk about JMS, where it's just a pointless joke no one thinks is fucking funny. And God help me, there's a lot of those in here, just like in the Hulk and Doctor Strange book, which I didn't talk about. But yeah, in here, Ghost Rider straight up murders a guy right in front of Ben Grimm. And Ben's just he's cool. Hey, Johnny, I know we've never been friends, but how about you help me get a suit when I go on a date with Alicia? Because that's a thing. Ben's totally fine with Ghost Rider using the penance stare, which that's not how the penance stare works, of killing a guy. And then they just, as they're having a conversation, the ashes of this dead man, while being a murderer, is swept up and sneezed out by some barbershop owner. So then it gets more egregious because Ben proceeds to out of nowhere suggest, while they're getting a suit together, Ben suggests that Johnny uses the Ghost Rider to kill Galactus. I'm not joking. The thing basically says, hey, I know Galactus is kind of a universal good according to Stretcho, but maybe you can use Ghost Rider to use the penance stare on him and stop Galactus once and for all. Even though Reed has explained to me multiple times, we can't do that. And guess what? Ghost Rider goes into space using a rocket from Cape Canaveral, because fuck, why not? So he goes to space, fights Galactus, and yeah, for some reason, Ghost Rider can just make himself a kaiju. And don't get it wrong, it is kind of a badass image, but Yeah, he just makes himself grow like a goddamn monster from Power Rangers. They have a 2-page fight, and then Uatu the Watcher shows up and is like, "No, you can't hurt Galactus." And Ghost Rider's like, "Why not?" And then the most egregious part of this comic shows up, and I fucking hate it. Basically, Uatu explains that, like, you see, Galactus is a universal constant in the universe. Yeah, we all know that part. But in here, they basically say Galactus was made from the ashes of the Big Bang. Okay, so far so good, that tracks. But then he says Galactus wasn't the only one. He was made of several atoms of the Big Bang, and therefore created for a multiverse of Galactuses from one universe, and now they go around eating the universes to make way for other Big Bangs. Fucking what? That's not even, like, we know Galactus' origin. He's not some cosmic god thing. I mean, he is, but, like, he's not something that was made as a core of Galactuses, or galactic, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and then made into a whole race of them in order to, feed on multiverses in a way to, like, collect data from different planets. Yes, that's a thing that happens in this book. And essentially what goes on, because, like, no, we know the origin of Galactus. We have seen it multiple times. We've had this whole thing where Galactus, is a being who was a scientist named Galen of Ta, and Galen of Ta, and he basically traveled into the heart of a dying universe and survived and absorbed the energy from his ship, Lifebringer 1, in order to become Galactus. So, thank you for spitting on Jack Kirby's creation there, JMS. I'm starting to think you're not the writer you used to be. Yeah, I'm really starting to think you ain't you ain't what you're all cracked up to be. Especially, like, yeah, it's, wow. Way to change an origin, right? And I know no one's probably going to read this, but, like, I really hope this doesn't affect continuity. Because, like, yeah, we've seen Galactus as a baby in Ali Wing's Defenders. We've seen him as a young adult in multiple forms. We've seen Galactus' origin being, like, from a core of Galactuses made from the death of a previous universe, just so they can feed on different planets throughout the multiverse and collect data. That's not what it is. And the whole the whole point of this comic is just that, Ghost Rider can't use the penance stare on Galactus. We know he fucking can! Literally. No, I'm not talking the cartoon. I'm not talking, like, I know someone's going to say, that's only from the 90s Fantastic Four cartoon, so that's not canon. That doesn't work. No! I'm talking about the John Byrne run! We saw that in Ghost Rider literally hit Galactus with the penance stare in John Byrne's run, the one with Johnny Storm, not Blaze, his kind of girlfriend, and that she became Frankie Nova. Yeah. Ghost Rider literally showed up. I can't remember if it was Blaze or Ketch. I think it was Blaze, but yeah. Ghost Rider hit him with the penance stare, and it fucked Galactus up for a hot minute. It didn't hurt him. It didn't, like, kill him, but it did, like, fuck him up and make him, vanish for a bit. So we know it fucking works on him. The whole point of this comic is just, the Uatu just has this big over-complex explanation of, like, Ghost Rider can't use the penance stare because blah, blah, blah. That's a fucking lie! We fucking saw it! We all saw it in John Byrne's run! What? And also, we know what Galactus' origin is. I fucking, like I said earlier, this is the definition of fucking insanity, I swear to God. I now, because I'm a fucking masochist, I will have to read Spider-Man vs. the Sinister 16 just for completionist's sake, on that book, because I just read all the others. Even though I tried to cancel this series, I guess, nope, it's stuck to me like a fucking leech. Fuck this comic. Fuck Fuck this whole series. Fuck it all. Jesus. At least the art's good. The artists have been consistently solid throughout the whole damn series. But the stories in here, it's like, oh, we wanted cool team-ups in the book, but yeah, it's really only balanced towards one character, and the two ones that were going to be fights of, these unique fights between, Fin Fang Foom and Nick Fury, that doesn't happen. This, 2 pages, and also Ghost Rider's ambivalent powers, and it ends on the most unsatisfying note. Definition of insanity, I swear to God. Anyway, so that's my review of Ghost Rider vs. Galactus. It came out, this is the more recent one, but yeah, just fucking don't buy these books. Don't even get it in trade. It's just been garbage. It has just been consistent ass the whole fucking way through, and I'm just gonna get Spider-Man vs. the Sinister 16 just for completionist's sake, do a review on it, and be done with it. I was really, and keep in mind, I was so excited for this series. I really was. I was so excited. I talked about, like, oh man, JMS back at Captain America. I read his first volume of Captain America. It clearly was meant to be a miniseries because, God help me, it was okay. And now, at some point I'm going to read JMS, the second volume of this Captain America run, which I don't know if I want to or not anymore. Yeah, and these one-shots, I was really like, oh, that's really cool, this idea of all these characters that don't normally meet. Yeah, it's more like one character gets all the spotlight, and the other one just sits in the background with his dick in his hands. I don't normally get this angry over, like, a lot of things, but it's the shit's sugar on top that these books from a writer I really respect, and it's like he gives no fucks. It really does feel like he is giving consistent no fucks every one shot, and clearly just wanted to tell these comics with no rhyme or reason, and just and waste the talent of these really fucking good artists. Fuck this book, man. Don't buy it. Yeah, I'm out.